boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Hello there, fellow viewer. My name is Gabriel, and I'm breaking a 3-year YouTube hiatus because I have to talk about that Six of Crows casting, Six of Crows Shadow and Bone casting announcement that happened, in my time zone last night. Yeah, let's just do it. So yesterday, it was finally hitting me that one of my favorite book series is getting an actual Netflix original adaptation. Ever since it was announced back in January, my life has just been utter chaos, and I haven't had proper time to sit down and actually think through the fact that these characters are going to be on my screen in a very near future. And so I was getting very emotional, seeping in all of this realization and the suddenness, and I was literally sending audios to one of the only friends I have that cares, like,
oh my god, can you actually believe that Six of Crows and Shadow and Bone are getting an adaptation? This is making me, seriously so emotional right now. I cannot even deal. I mean, we're getting a casting announcement this month, and not even this week. Are you fucking kidding me? What is going on?
Yeah, I kid you not, that was literally me last night. Everything was going through my head. I wrote this super impassioned text about how these characters have been with me for the past 5 years, 4 years, a long time. And I kid you not 40 minutes later, Leigh Bardugo drops this fucking image, and I lose my shit. Okay, I was already in this emotional state thinking about this adaptation when we get our first casting announcement, and holy shit, I lose it. I'm not even kidding. I stayed awake until 2 a.m. just to process everything that was going on, because wow. So Leigh Bardugo drops the photo and nothing else. I look at it and the first thing I think is, are you going to make us guess? Are you seriously giving us this information? Not giving us who is playing who? Let's do it then. Obviously by this time I didn't know that there had actually been an official casting announcement, so I immediately set to guessing. So immediately, the first thing I see is Ben Barnes, okay?
What?
First thing that goes to my head is, he's playing Matthias. I mean, I'm sorry, but you look at Ben Barnes in the context of Six of Crows. In that particular photo, he's looking so rugged. He's got the beard, he's got the pose, he's got the arms. I mean, that is Matthias Kelver, is it not, my friends? And again, I had no idea we had an official casting announcement. So here I was thinking that maybe Ben Barnes was gonna play Matthias, and I was losing my shit. I was all about it. But more on Ben Barnes and the fact that he's playing the Darkling in a bit. The girl standing at the back of the photo is our Inês, and I mean, it was obvious that it was Inês, not only from the way she looks, but the fact that she's in the background of the photo. I mean, that is the Wraith. That is literally where the Wraith would position herself if she had to take a group photo. Her name is Amita Suman, and Miss Suman, I cannot wait to see you fucking slay as Inês Gaffa. I mean, I see it, folks. I really see it. This cast,
It's making me think. It's making me,
It's definitely bringing back the hype for me. This series is just so good. I was really worried about the casting as well, because again, these are characters that have been with me forever. I also have to say that this has never happened to me. This is a first in which there's a book series that's been with me for so long, that's been with me for years now. There's an announcement that's going to be made into a TV show, but it doesn't get real until you see these characters become real. I've had these faces in my head for so long, and now they're canonically becoming something else. And I am extremely happy with the actors that they've chosen, but at the same time, it's kind of like a parting with these mental images that you've had of these people for so long. I have no idea how it's going to change my perception of the characters and of the story itself, because again, it's never happened, but I am really curious to see if watching the TV show and then going back to the books, are the actors going to change my image of them 100%? Or am I going to look at the books as a completely separate thing and only see the characters that so far have been in my head? Or is it going to be like a meeting halfway between the two, in which the show influences my perception of the characters in the books, and the characters that I had had for so long kind of meld with the actors? It's going to be insane, and I cannot wait to find out how my brain is actually going to process this. I'm really curious to see how watching the show is gonna change my perception of the books and of the characters. Another one that I immediately ruled off as Jesper was obviously the guy, sitting like Jesper. So the guy who's playing Jesper is called Kit Young, and again, I just see him as Jesper. It didn't even need to go look at the official one, because that is Jesper, that is literally, is that not how you pictured Jesper when you were reading Six of Crows? Because, wow. And of course, the one that I was most excited about, Alina Starkov, this lovely human being called Jessie May Leigh is playing Alina, and I just need to take a moment to appreciate this. Alina has been one of my favorite female heroines ever since I opened Shadow and Bone back in 2015. I have unconsciously compared so many female heroines to Alina, it's not even funny. She's just unabashedly one of my favorites. The thing, I remember her being so badass, but at the same time so tender. I remember the struggles that she was facing were actually realistic.
It's just so many feelings are pouring out of me.
The fact that they have decided to make her half Shu, just as soon as Leigh announced that, I got so emotional because Alina is literally a bringer of light. She is someone who literally, figuratively, in the books, influences people. And the fact that she has been chosen to further represent ethnic minorities in Hollywood and in mainstream pop culture, it just...
You know, it's so fucking, it's insane.
It is just so fitting. That is her character. That is her purpose in the series. And the fact that this has been a thing, that this has been a decision that has been carried through with, it just makes my heart fill up so much. It makes me so satisfied as a reader and as a person, and honestly, just as a human being. And the fact that something off screen is mirroring something that is in the books instantly makes me so excited for what is coming next. I'm legitimately so excited. I cannot find the words for how excited I am to see Miss May Leigh as Alina Starkov, because wow, I think she's going to fucking slay, isn't she? I think my hopes are getting so high. After seeing this cast, my hopes have skyrocketed. Let's talk about this guy called Freddie Carter. Yes, Freddie Carter. He is playing Kaz Brekker. Okay, and I have a few words. First of all, again, I thought we had to guess, and as soon as my eyes landed on him, I thought Nikolai Lantsov. Be honest with me, and if you saw this photo without any indication of who they were playing, if your eyes landed on him in this specific Shadow and Bone context, would you not think Prince Nikolai? Would that not be him? I mean, for those 5 minutes that I did not know that he was playing Kaz, he was the perfect Nikolai, and in my head it's going to be so hard to unattach him from the image of him in like the Royal First Army uniform. Just, oh my god, can you imagine? Since Nikolai only comes in Siege and Storm, we might not get him first season, I'm not sure. We might maybe get a cameo, but the thing is, could you get anyone more perfect to play Nikolai than the guy that I'm staring at right now? It's...
oh my god.
Anyway, he's playing Kaz. It's no secret among my friends that Kaz isn't really my favorite character. I have a lot of problems with him. Problems that I would like to talk about and discuss as soon as I reread the books. I definitely see him as Kaz. I definitely see him with that like fade out cut. I cannot wait to see him wearing the gloves and walking the cane and strutting that stuff and just being badass as Kaz Brekker is. I cannot wait to see him with the Inej. I cannot wait to see their chemistry on screen. Yesterday, when the cast was being announced, Jessie May Leigh was posting Insta stories and they were all together. The cast is already hanging out together, and the cast includes Ben fucking Barnes, Kaz, and I am excited to see if, again, his portrayal on screen will make me change my opinion. They might change his character into something that I personally find more appealing. I don't know. We'll see. He is a very complex, deep character, very layered, you know. I hope this Mr. Carter does him justice. I hope all of them do, honestly. The next good person we have here is Mr. Archie Renault, and he is playing Mal. Now, as soon as I saw Archie, I thought that he was Kaz. The rumors were he was playing Kaz. Immediately saw it. I said, if this is the guy playing Kaz, then I'm definitely going to take to him, because he has this very approachable air to him, which Kaz just has not in the books, in my head, and which Freddie Carter also does not. I mean, he's literally, he looks like a god. But yeah, during those first few seconds in which he was Kaz, I was digging it. I obviously found out he's playing Mal. To me, Mal just kind of melted in the background of Alina and the Darkling's relationship. I never saw Alina with the Darkling, but until the end of Ruin and Rising, I never saw her with Mal either. The thing with Alina is, I love her so much that I think she wouldn't really need someone by her side. By the end, she's so broken that I definitely see why that would change, and her character development is something that I am truly a fan of. But Mal, for me, has always been that the safety net character, the one you never really pay attention to because he's just always there. He's always been the kind of big brother character, or the, you know, he will always be there for our protagonist character, so you never really pay him any mind because in your head, Alina's always pining after someone else. I'm not entirely sure if this is merely my perception of Mal as a character, or if it was intended for Mal to just melt into the background. I am very curious though to see how big of a part he's going to be playing in the show, and if they've decided to, I don't want to say display because he's a human being, if they decided to show him in this photo as a main character, then I would guess it's a pretty big part, and I am excited to see the new twist they're going to put on Mal. I am a very big fan of how his story ends with Alina, and I do not want to spoil anything, but their relationship is something that I remember and I recall from the books as being something that I swooned over. Apparently it's a bit problematic, and Mal is a bit of a toxic character. These are things I've seen around online. I will have to reread the books to get a firmer grasp on what people are going on about Mal, but I definitely see it. And what he said on Instagram was he's trying to make the best for us, and the thing is, when cast members are fans of the books, you can just tell by the things they're saying. I'm pretty sure they've read at least one of the books. It seems like they're just passionate about the project. So yes, Archie is Mal. I'm excited, man. And then we come to Mr. Benjamin Barnes.
What even?
Is not young Ben Barnes the actor that everyone fan casts when they make those YA dark aesthetic? Leigh Bardugo must be having the biggest of field days. If the fans are this high, then honestly Leigh Bardugo probably just kicked up the boot and said, you know what, I can die happy now, because Benjamin Barnes is playing the Darkling, and that is just something. I think out of all of this cast, Alina and the Darkling are the ones that I cannot even express how happy I am that these are the actors playing them. It's just,
oh my god, you guys, they look perfect.
I cannot wait to see Alina and the Darkling in their keftas. I cannot wait to see the Darkling in action. I cannot wait to see their chemistry and the way they bring Alina and the Darkling to life.
Oh my god, you guys.
It's happening. It's fucking happening. And again, I was just in this pool of sappiness and realization last night. All of a sudden the cast gets announced, and the mindset that I was in at the moment definitely biased me, but I am so excited for this show. I am so excited for this world, my favorite fantasy world, you know, right alongside Strange the Dreamer, to finally come to life. If I could have any fantasy world perfectly adapted on screen, it would be the Grishaverse. Ever since I first read Shadow and Bone all those years ago, it has stayed with me so much. It's something I preach to everyone. This is your must-read young adult fantasy series. It's just so mind-blowingly good. I'm gonna be honest, I was very nervous when they announced that Shadow and Bone was going to be merged with Six of Crows. Both of these series are so complex and have so much content that you can explore. They both have sets of characters that are so memorable and so fun, captivating, thrilling. I mean, Six of Crows alone, the driving force is these 6 amazing characters. To put them together with Shadow and Bone, it's just, I was so worried. I still am very skeptical about how they're going to make it work. I really hope that they do give enough time for every single one of these character arcs, even though it is only 8 episodes. I hope that all of them get their own moment. The fact that Leigh Bardugo is working so closely with the production team just puts my mind so much more at ease, because you can see that they're all just friends. They are developing an actual relationship. It's the real life Dregs, people. You cannot get better than this. Again, it's an emotional time to see it finally come into life. It's insane. If there was one character that I honestly could not be more excited about getting cast, it is Nikolai Lantsov. Probably my favorite character in the whole universe. Again, when I saw Freddie Carter and I looked at him, I saw Nikolai. I'm just having a hard time unattaching that image from him. I'm also really curious to see if they will incorporate his King of Scars story arc, because while reading King of Scars, I was so surprised to find out that Leigh Bardugo is actually merging Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows in this new duology that she's building. I thought she was going to do something completely new, completely different, but apparently not, and I'm really curious to see if they're going to incorporate that Nikolai amazing story arc from King of Scars, will it show up in the show? And if it will it be in season 1? Will it be towards the latter seasons?
I'm just Nikolai.
In case you haven't noticed, I am Team Nikolai all the way. His chemistry with Zoya is amazing, and if they've cast Zoya, they have to cast Nikolai soon. I am also extremely excited to get Matthias and Wylan, who are my favorite dregs, and a part of me is really crushed that we haven't gotten them yet, but the thing is, if this is the initial cast that we're getting, then I cannot wait until they cast Wylan Vanek and Matthias Kovar.
I'm feeling so many things and I'm so emotional.
So this is our initial casting announcement for Six of Crows and Shadow and Bone. Well, the show is actually called Shadow and Bone, so I can actually now say Shadow and Bone. This is our cast for Shadow and Bone, folks, and I need you to tell me how fucking excited you are for this, because I cannot be the only one utterly losing my shit right now over this cast. It is perfect. As the fan of the books that I am, I could not be happier, more content, or satisfied with the people that are going to be playing some of my favorite characters on the page. It's
insane.
I stayed up until 2 a.m. yesterday because my brain just would not shut off with the excitement that is coursing through my veins for this show. I mean, they just look fit AF. They look the part. I mean, this photo that I keep staring at, the way Alina is standing, the way Kaz is standing, the way Jesper's sitting, the way Inez is just there in the background. Oh my god, I can see it, I can picture it. It's finally coming to life, y'all. Please tell me if you enjoyed this video and if you'd like to see more of this kind of content. I will be trying to do a series discussion as well whenever that comes out. Tell me if you'd like to see that and if you enjoyed this video. I will be legitimately fangirling until the show comes out. Honestly, I am in the mood now, guys. It has taken me a very long time, but it is finally dawning on me that this is happening. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for my next videos, and I hope to see you again next time to fangirl about this cast, because wow, guys, wow. Goodbye!